Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to talk to you about India's emerging smart cities. Today's focus is on how sensors, data, and local researchers are shaping the future of urban services in these innovative cities. We'll be exploring examples like Kochi's data experiment and discussing the broader impact of technology on urban development. So, let's get started and dive into how smart technology is transforming city life across India. When we think about infrastructure in the context of urban challenges, it's clear that cities are now at a crossroads where technology can play a transformative role. This slide highlights how infrastructure meets real-world urban issues, especially in a coastal city like Kochi. Here, we see pioneering efforts in sensor networks, which help monitor everything from traffic flow to environmental conditions. Data-driven governance is also becoming a reality, allowing city officials to make smarter, more informed decisions. Plus, citizen-centric services are improving the quality of life for residents by making public services more accessible and responsive. But beyond all the hype around new technology, there's a more nuanced story. It's about measuring impact. How do we know these solutions are actually making a difference? Scalability is another challenge. Can these innovations grow to serve larger populations? And governance questions: who controls the data, and how do we ensure ethical use? Kochi represents India's ambitious smart city vision. It's not just a pilot project, it's a real testbed for integrating ICT into urban development. This makes Kochi a critical example of how smart city concepts are evolving from ideas into tangible, impactful solutions. So, understanding Kochi's journey helps us see both the potential and the complexities of building smarter, more resilient cities. Now, let's take a closer look at how we utilize multiple data sources for emergency response and service optimization. At the heart of this system is a unified dashboard that consolidates data from various sensors and monitors deployed throughout the city. These include traffic sensors, air quality monitors, and waste management trackers, all strategically placed across key city nodes. This centralized dashboard allows city managers to view all relevant information in one place, making it easier to coordinate responses quickly and effectively. Complementing this is the Integrated Command Center, which brings together these data streams for real-time monitoring. Using cloud platforms, we process continuous streams of urban data to generate actionable insights. This means that decisions are based on current, accurate information, whether it's managing traffic flow, responding to air quality alerts, or optimizing waste collection routes. All of this is underpinned by robust IoT infrastructure, sensors, and data collection points that ensure we get timely, reliable data. Finally, this slide provides a quick overview of Data and Sensors 101, emphasizing the fundamental role that interconnected devices play in building smarter, more responsive cities. This integrated approach is crucial for enhancing emergency responses and overall city services, aligning perfectly with our goal of creating more resilient urban environments. Let's talk about contamination early on and how we're working to protect public health across distribution networks. By implementing automated testing stations, we can quickly detect any issues before they become bigger problems. In addition, fill-level sensors in bins help us monitor waste levels in real time, allowing us to optimize collection routes. This not only reduces fuel costs, but also keeps neighborhoods cleaner and more pleasant for residents. We're also using adaptive signal timing, which adjusts traffic lights based on real-time congestion data. In our pilot corridors, this approach has reduced wait times by about 22%, making commutes smoother and less frustrating. These innovations are all part of our broader smart city initiatives, covering water quality monitoring, intelligent waste collection, and traffic management. Together, they showcase how technology can make our cities safer, cleaner, and more efficient for everyone. Let's take a closer look at the actual impact of our service improvements so far. When it comes to budget utilization, we've only deployed about 42% of our allocated Smart City funds to date. This means there's still significant room to accelerate our investments. In terms of sensor uptime, we've achieved about 68%, which is decent but still leaves us with room for improvement. Specifically, in the first year of operations, our deployment rate was below the 85% target we set, largely due to maintenance gaps causing sensor downtime. Another challenge we've encountered is the data silos between departments. These silos hinder the seamless sharing of information, limiting the overall efficiency of our smart city initiatives. Additionally, citizen adoption has been slower than we initially anticipated, which has impacted our expected outcomes. All of this has extended our ROI timelines beyond what we originally forecasted. When we look at the implementation results, the gains we've seen are more modest than we had projected. Our initial projections promised transformational change, but the reality has revealed a noticeable gap between those expectations and what we've achieved so far. Overall, this slide underscores the so-called reality gap, highlighting the impact versus our original expectations and emphasizing the need to address these operational and strategic hurdles to realize the full potential of our smart city investments. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the challenges we're facing in this area. First, there's a clear gap between our data literacy and the deployment of new tools. While programs for upskilling are in place, they often lag behind the actual deployment, meaning staff might not have the necessary skills when new tools are introduced. This is especially critical for municipal staff, who need proper training to make the most of these technologies. At the same time, government funding for these initiatives tends to be uncertain in the long term. Pilot projects might receive some initial funding from central sources, but sustaining these efforts over time remains a challenge. Another significant hurdle is the legacy systems we're still working with. These systems resist integration, partly because they rely on proprietary formats that lock vendors in and limit interoperability. This creates technical debt, meaning the cost and complexity of maintaining outdated systems that hinder progress. All of these issues tie into broader themes like human capacity, technical debt, financial sustainability, and scalability challenges. Addressing them requires a coordinated effort to build skills, secure reliable funding, and modernize our infrastructure to ensure long-term success. So, when we think about balancing public safety with individual privacy, a few critical questions come to mind. First, who actually owns the data collected from our streets? Is it the municipal authorities, the vendors providing the technology, or maybe even the citizens themselves? This question of data ownership is fundamental because it influences how the data can be used, shared, or protected. Next, there's the issue of surveillance concerns, particularly with CCTV networks and facial recognition technology. These tools can enhance safety, but they also raise serious privacy issues. It's important to consider how these surveillance methods are deployed and who has access to the footage and the data derived from it. Transparency is another key point. Citizens should have access to datasets and algorithms that are used to make decisions affecting them. Openness about how data is collected, stored, and analyzed helps build trust and accountability. Finally, consent frameworks are essential. We need mechanisms that ensure citizens are aware of when their data is being collected and give them options to opt out if they choose. This way, we respect individual autonomy while still pursuing the benefits of these technologies. In summary, these questions about ownership, surveillance, transparency, and consent are at the heart of ensuring that our approach to data and privacy aligns with both safety goals and respecting individual rights. When we think about smart city projects, it's crucial to remember that people actually experience these solutions every day. So, involving residents early in the process is key. Their insights help us design more effective and accepted technologies. It's also important that technology must solve real problems. We can't just add gadgets for the sake of it. Using open-source platforms can be a game changer, as they promote flexibility and innovation without locking us into a single vendor. Avoiding vendor lock-in through interoperable protocols ensures our systems can communicate smoothly and evolve over time. Budgeting for ongoing operations is often overlooked. Sensors, for example, need regular cleaning, calibration, and repairs to keep functioning properly. This means planning for maintenance costs from the start, not just the initial deployment. Starting with focused pilots in one neighborhood allows us to build credibility before expanding citywide. It's a practical way to test ideas, learn, and refine our approach without overextending resources. Co-design with citizens is something I can't emphasize enough. When residents are part of the design process, solutions are more likely to meet their needs and gain their support. Open standards matter because they enable different systems and devices to work together seamlessly. This interoperability is essential for scalable and sustainable smart city solutions. Starting small and proving value early helps us demonstrate tangible benefits. Success stories from pilot projects can generate momentum and stakeholder buy-in. Building for maintenance from day one ensures our systems remain functional over time. Regular upkeep, calibration, and repairs are part of the ongoing process, not afterthoughts. Finally, learning from each pilot, what worked, what didn't, is vital. Each lesson learned helps us improve and adapt, making our smart city initiatives more effective and resilient. All right, let's look at our future roadmap and the key initiatives we're focusing on. We're targeting over 10 Tier 2 Indian cities to expand our reach and impact. Our goal is to achieve full operational sustainability and share learnings across these cities to continually improve our approach. One of the major steps is driven predictive maintenance, which will help us anticipate issues before they happen, reducing downtime and saving costs. We're also planning to launch a citizen app for service requests, making it easier for residents to engage and report issues directly through their smartphones. Additionally, we aim to expand sensor coverage to cover 60% of the city area, giving us richer data for smarter decision-making. Integrating existing pilots into a unified platform is another critical step, ensuring consistency and scalability across projects. Looking at the timeline, we've set milestones for 2028, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027, which guide our implementation phases and ensure steady progress. Overall, this roadmap is about scaling our successful pilots, leveraging AI, and building more connected, sustainable cities. It's all about creating smarter urban environments that benefit residents and city administrators alike. So, as we come to the final slide, I want to emphasize the importance of joining the conversation. Creating smart cities isn't just about technology. It really depends on people, governance, and a sustained commitment to making these visions a reality. The path forward requires balancing innovation with equity, making sure that data and privacy are both protected, and striving for ambitious goals while staying pragmatic about what's achievable. Kochi's experiment highlights a fundamental truth. Technology alone isn't enough. It's about how we implement and integrate these innovations into the social fabric of our cities. I also encourage you to explore our full episode, where you'll hear from project managers, urban researchers, and civil engineers who are actively shaping India's urban future. Remember, smart cities are truly a journey, not a destination, and it's through ongoing dialogue and collective effort that we can build better, more inclusive urban environments for everyone.